bouncing forever. Promise that you sing for bouncing forever. Promise that you sing for bouncing forever.
So all you would need to do is go to VIEISME.com, vieisme.com, and that's where you will find everything about Memoirs of a Forgotten Child and also what I've been up to. I do daily blogs, so it would be in the blog section. I also do YouTube videos, so it would be in the YouTube videos. And for the book, you can either go to the book, which details what's inside the book and the reason of it coming into existence. And if you already know all that because you watched all my YouTube videos, then you would go to the store tab. And at the store tab is the back cover and the front cover together. And you would just click. The miniature version of the book, and then you would get to the book page. And then you would get to the cart, and all you gotta do is click add cart and proceed from there. I made 2 videos about Black businesses and the importance of Black people supporting Black businesses, not only because it's Black, but because they have the goods, they have the quality, they have the product that the customer needs. And it's important to support Black businesses because they are rare, and also they are most likely to benefit us as a collective than other groups of people. And I guess this will be a follow-up to that, and how Black businesses and aggregating your wealth helps you out in the political arena. And I will detail that, and if I'm looking below, probably looking at my phone for notes. So we see Donald Trump is trailblazing the elections right now. Of course, right now it's not election, but this is election year, and Obama's getting the boot and someone's coming in. And a lot of people at the beginning, when Trump said he was going to be running for president, people were like, not Trump. He rubs people the wrong way. He's very egotistical. He's very racist. He's very arrogant. He couldn't win. As if America in itself isn't egotistical, isn't arrogant, isn't white supremacist center. But people were just on that whole, not Donald, not him. He's just very flippant, not him. And we're seeing that he is pulling votes from many states. And a lot of people aren't so quiet about supporting Donald Trump. Before, it was like, oh, these like little racist hicks, these little Republican states, or these people who have that Fox News type of mindset, they're going to be the ones to support Donald Trump. But the overall collective is real kumbaya, democratic, diversity. We are one. We don't do the racist thing. We don't do the religious thing. We don't do the white supremacist things. We're all just one big family. Meanwhile, cops are just gunning down Black people and just start facing any type of repercussions for it because they're white. But that also brings me to what I'm going into in this video, is about that police officer Liang. So Peter Liang is the officer who killed Akai and Gurley, and for the fact that Akai was entering into his apartment complex, and Peter Liang just thought, hey, a Black guy, why not shoot him? Because I guess that's what cops in New York do. So he pulled the gun and killed him. And then when he realized that, yeah, you killed him for no reason, he tried to hide the fact. Well, recently he was convicted of second-degree manslaughter, and you see Asian Americans rallying to protest that verdict. Now, when it comes to Black Lives Matter, you can't find these same Asians who are in the Black community selling chicken wings. Now there are articles coming out that your chicken wings may actually be rat legs. That sometimes you can't tell the difference between actual chicken and rats. You see them making hella money in the Black community with their weave shops and whatnot and all these little trinkets, but when it actually comes to our lives being taken from us, all of a sudden they have nothing to say. But when it's their people doing it to us, all of a sudden, oh, well, they shouldn't be convicted either. And their whole thing is, well, it's one victim, but a tragedy. Meaning, well, yeah, he died and that was bad, but I mean, if these other white cops did it, if Darren Wilson did it, if Daniel Pantaleo did it, then why shouldn't Peter Liang get off? I think that's racism. I think that's wrong. So the argument isn't, well, no one should be killing black people. That's just outrageous. It's, well, if whites get to kill black people, then why can't we as Asians kill black people? Yeah, so that's the country you really thought that was so diverse and so changeable, and so we are the world, and we're just one people, and racism is an outdated concept. It's all about classism, and we as no. And this is not just happening in New York. It's actually happening in Los Angeles, and it's making waves that they are actually protesting against a verdict for a murderer. And manslaughter is one of those crimes where it's not necessarily about attending. You could shoot someone and not intend to kill them, but for the fact of your actions that led to murder, you're getting hit with this manslaughter. It's not necessarily that you intended to kill a person, but it's more about the outcomes of your action, which is called accountability, which is what a court system is for. And he was found guilty of what he did, but now you have people sitting there, well, yeah, he did the crime, but I mean, if all these other white officers get off, why can't he get off? And these are the people that you're thinking that is going to align with you. These are the people that you think on that we are the world. We need to have a black and brown and yellow alliance. You have Asians telling you that, hey, I should get to kill you too. And you have Hispanics talking about, well, you're my yacht. And for the Asians, they're looking at you like you're no different either. They're looking at you with hella disrespect. If you go into Asian establishments in the quote-unquote hood, you see they have no respect for you. They make sure in the hood that their businesses could be trash, could be less than acceptable, but they make sure when it's their own community or it's a white community, it has to be in top notch. It has to be polished. It has to be all the way together. But when it's black people, just give them whatever, because they'll accept whatever. And these are the people you're counting on when it comes to the Black and Brown Alliance and the Black and Brown and Asian Alliance. Y'all remember when, what was it, Floyd versus Pacquiao? And of course Floyd won. I put money on it.
Well, I didn't put money on it, but I assumed that Floyd was going to win.
I mean, it's Floyd. He does this in his sleep. He gets paid to do this, and he never loses. So he won, and the internet, especially social media, went on a mad craze where they were like, oh, it's free for all racial slurs. How is it that the winner gets degraded? But then again, the winner was black. They were calling him all types of nog nog, which is a beetle who lives in feces. That it's one of those weird animals that does that. But they were calling him nog nog. Asians were calling him nog nog, and you had Hispanics calling him mayata, mayat. And those are racial slurs, which means nigger. And then you have the Indians, who are not too much of a fans for black people, who call black people kafars, which is also the N-word. So for whatever reason, black people hasn't done anything to push on this system of white supremacy onto these groups of people, or black supremacy. We haven't pushed on white supremacy. But all groups of people, for some reason, have this unification when it comes to objectifying, when it comes to subjugating, when it comes to oppressing black people. Everybody unites like motherfucking Power Rangers to oppress us. But these are the group of people that you think are going to have your back, while Donald Trump is going out on these political fields and speaking and trying to get these votes for him to actually be their Republican representative. But you think these are the people who going to have your back. This whole, we are minorities, so we're all going to link up. No, these minorities don't like you. And they make it known that they don't like you. You have Asians literally protesting because they feel like they should have the right to kill you too. I mean, if everybody else has to do it, why can't they do it? That's what they're actually protesting for. And you have Indians who don't like you either. They're trying to bleach the melanin out of their skin while they're running around and calling you kafars. And you have Asians calling you nog-nogs to let you know that, yes, we don't think highly of you. And you have Hispanics running around calling you mayata, which is the N-word. So where are you getting your alliance from? And this brings me back to why you need to support black businesses. Because once you have the money, you can influence the political field. You have Asians in here looking at it like, okay, Let's bring out the list. Let's crack open the list. And a lot of these people are protesting are business owners. We all know there's a Chinatown where you live, and it's prosperous. They're making money. So these are business owners protesting against this verdict, and they're going to find city council people. They're going to go out and find the judges so they can influence them. Like, hey, I'm going to need you to do something about this verdict right here because we don't necessarily agree with it. While black people are protesting and crying and getting social media hits and likes and shares off of Black Lives Matter, which is funded by George Soros, who is a wealthy man, but are not actually doing anything, are not actually creating businesses so we can influence the political field. We're just here helpless while these other people are looking to get what they want done through money, not through protest, not through crying, not through Twitter fingers, but actually doing something, actually aggregating their wealth. While black people are sitting here looking at it like, well, I got my religion, I got my tweet or my hashtag trending on Twitter, so that's the equivalent. And I'm like, no, that's not the equivalent. That's never the equivalent. And a lot of people are betting against Donald Trump running, but a lot of people are betting that he does. He's a rich, white, arrogant, racist man. That's the history of America. Hello. That's the history of America. And you think he's not going to win? He's going to win. Because he's saying everything that an average white man feels. Especially the horrendous acts that black people have been put through under Obama. White people have been showing their asses since the first inauguration. Now they're looking at it like, oh, he's about to be out? Let's crank this higher. We have been neglected. We have been insulted. We've been assaulted since Obama. And you think Donald Trump is not saying and speaking to the average white man? The average white man isn't rich like Donald Trump. The average white man doesn't have businesses or hotels like Donald Trump. He's speaking to him. He's saying the things that they want to say. He's saying it publicly. And he doesn't give a damn. He's telling you, I will build up a wall to push out illegal immigrants, the Mexicans. Oh, I will forbid Muslims from coming into this country. A lot of people are saying that's not right and he can't do that. But he's doing it and he doesn't care. So a lot of people who think Donald's not going to win, you better think again. And I see memes of black people saying, well, if Donald Trump does come, what African country we're going to go? And I could see me transitioning back to roots. And I'm like, you making light of it like it couldn't happen. A lot of black people know that it could happen. They're just like, well, I'm just going to pick my section out on a plantation. I'm like, I'm not even trying to be on a plantation. Like, what are you talking about? Have we been just so accustomed to being oppressed that we're just kind of like, it is not that bad. If I get to work in a house or under a shade, or maybe one whooping a day, it shouldn't be that bad, you know? It's not that bad. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And this is the mentality of black people where it's like, I'm so accustomed to being abused where I'm just kind of like, I expect it, but I hope it's just not that bad. I hope I can just save my ass. And I'm like, that's not the mentality that you should have. Your mentality should always be to protect yours, and your mentality should be in a position where you don't have to be subjugated, but if anybody wants to step up to you or anybody wants to attack your peace of mind or attack what you have, you're ready to defend it. And black people are not ready to defend it. Hence why you have white supremacy going ham under Obama, and then you have Donald Trump with his little toupee and his little smirk talking about, I'm about to be president. While black people are sitting there like, no, he can't. And the other group is talking about, well, if I get a nice little shade underneath, you know, a mango tree on a plantation, I'm not really that bad. And I'm like, no. And this is why you have to support black businesses. Like I said, the money from black businesses will go into supporting black people and creating more jobs. So it's not just a store on a block. It could be several stores on a block. Then it goes block to block. Then it goes to city. You're not going to have a black Wall Street by daydreaming about it or aggrandizing what was. You're going to have a black Wall Street by creating it today. And it's like I made another video about positive affirmations. Speaking good things are not going to speak it into existence. You're going to have to actually do it. And like I said, you have to support black businesses because black businesses have a black interest in black people. Then that is how you can do it, like what the Asians are doing now, to put money in certain politicians' pockets to do your bidding. Because if they're underneath your power, which comes from your money, then they're going to do your bidding. But trying to pull on the sympathy angle has been going on since the civil rights movement, and that hasn't really worked for black people. Especially now, we're learning quick, fast, in a hurry that doesn't work at all. So pulling at the heartstrings of people who hate you is not going to do anything. But controlling them with the money, that's going to do something. That is my vlog to today. Hopefully it helps you out, and hopefully it really does motivate you to support black businesses. You know, if you need a certain thing done, go and research. You have the internet where it's not even like, oh, it's not around the corner or in the same city, so I just go without. You could always order online. Like, support black businesses so black businesses can support you, especially when it comes to the political field, because these are the ones making the laws where you live. These are the ones who are shaping your reality. So you want to have your vote and have things done in your manner, not just because they say it or they appease you, but because you have the money to be like, hey, do it. And if you don't do it, I'm going to punish you with the money. So, you know, let's support black businesses. And that is the end of my video for today. Hopefully it helps. Please leave your comments below. You know, comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Do you really think that Donald Trump is not going to win? Or do you think Donald Trump is going to win, and why? Are you surprised that Donald Trump has gotten this far? Because I'm really not. I said that. I'm not. I said that way last year I wasn't. And as always, be blessed. And I am out. Thank you.